welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing another talk through spell. I'm going to first start off by saying I am very stuffy, my nose is running. We have this weird change in weather, and we also have a lot of smoke in the air from fires, so it's really irritating with my sinuses and causing my nose to be runny, and I'm all stuffy, and it's just a mess. But I really need to fill these today because I don't have time any other time, so hopefully it's not too irritating. I will try and edit out as much as I possibly can, but I do want to go ahead and get this done. So today we are talking about protection poppets. So I'm not going to be going, kind of just walk through what, how to make the poppet. I do have a poppet video for success that I have on my channel, and I will link that. And that goes through the whole process of making a poppet. The only thing that you're going to change is what your intention is and the things you're going to put in it. The basis of making a poppet is the same for no matter what you do. So it's just going to be, the color is going to be different. What you're adding in it is different. Your intention is different. So your petition that you're adding in is going to be a little bit different, but the process is the same. So I will link that. It will either be up in the card up top, and I'll probably still link it in the description box below. So once again, I'm sorry about my stuffy runny nose. So for protection, you're going to be using black felt. You can use white felt if that's all you have. You can also use clothing or something that pertains to the person that you're trying to protect. You'll need black embroidery floss and a needle. Something to stuff your poppet with. I use toy stuffing because I'm a crafter, so I have like bags of it just sitting around everywhere. So you'll need something to stuff it with. You could use pieces of scrap material. You could use like cut up pieces of that person's clothing. You could use the toy stuffing. You could also use just napkin if you have it, toilet paper, whatever you got, just kind of fill the body with. I don't necessarily use all herbs to stuff it with because it would just seep out the edges, but you could if that's all you have. And then you're going to need your correspondences, so your herbs and your crystals if you're using them. You're going to need your petition paper and any type of protection oil that you're using. So for the herbs, you could use basil, bay, cinnamon, clove, rosemary, rose, sage, and any type of salt. A black salt would be really great for this. You could use sea salt, you could use white salt, whatever you got. And you don't have to use all of these things. You could just pick and choose what you want. Those are just the basis of what I put in my poppet. Sometimes I use all of it, sometimes I don't. It depends on, what I feel at the time. For crystals, you could use smoky quartz, amethyst, black obsidian, black tourmaline, let's see, and clear quartz. I'm sure there's others, but those are the basic ones that I would use, so those are the ones that I'm going to tell you about. I don't normally put crystals in my poppets though, but if I was going to, I would use one of those. Obsidian is my go-to for protection, as always. It is my first thought when I'm thinking protection, and a crystal, that's what I'm going to go to. Second would be amethyst. And then probably tourmaline would probably be next. Although I don't really have any tourmaline. I should really be looking for some of that. You're going to be using, for your petition, you're going to need some sort of tag lock. So hair, fingernails, name and birth date, photo, whatever it is that you're going to be using, you're going to need some sort of tag lock. So for the petition, you're going to as I've told you many times before, I don't write my petitions the same as other people. I write mine just like I'm writing a paragraph. Because my brain doesn't do the whole turn right on writing thing. So you're going to write the full name and birth date of the person that the Poppet is for. I want to point in here that you could do a Poppet for multiple people at once. So you would list each one of their names and birth dates. I'll try and remember what book that is, and I'll leave it in the description box below, but it's my latest Poppet book, and she has excellent ideas on Poppets, and it has multiple head Poppets in it, so you could do a single working for multiple people. I really love that thought. So if you're protecting your family, you could have however many, well, I don't think you could fit more than one or more than 3 heads on a Poppet, but you could do, 3 heads and then 3 heads on another Poppet and bind them together and do the working all at once. But you could definitely think of that using a multiple head Poppet for protection workings for your family members. So let's say I have 3 people in my home. I could use a 3-headed Poppet and just work one Poppet for the same working instead of having to use 3 separate Poppets to do the same working. That's 3 separate intentions and energy that I have to put into instead of just one. So keep that in mind. And also keep in mind that you don't have to have Poppets for strictly humans. You can have Poppets for your animals. You could have Poppets, you could make like a Poppet that's in the shape of a house and do it that way to protect your home or your car. Definitely think outside the box. Poppets go way beyond just dolls. It is a physical representation of what you're trying to perform the magic on. So you can take it as far as you want to go. As usual, you're going to write the name and date of the person that you're writing the petition for, and then below that, you write the intention of protection. Protect my, let's say Jane Doe is protected at all times. How I do my protections is I say they are protected mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially, and legally at all times. I also add they are protected from negativity, negative actions, negative intentions, negative thoughts and feelings, even if they are their own. Those are my specific intentions that I use for all protection workings. I charge this with that intention every single day when I put it on. That's with the intention that I'm thinking when I add my magical oils every day, my protective wards. That's the intention that I'm thinking. And I think when I'm doing my protection wards for my home, I'm thinking the same thing. I'm just adding more people to it. So that's just kind of an idea of what you could use as your intention. You definitely don't have to. That's just, for me, that covers all my bases. I don't have to worry about anything kind of working through. Then you're just going to activate that Poppet. How you do that is personal to you. I like to just, you're going to name the Poppet. You are Jane Doe, and Jane Doe is you. It's basically how you are Jane Doe. Jane Doe is you. What happens to you happens to her. What happens to you, what manifests in you manifests in her. So something similar to that. And then when I go to work with it every week, because I do all of my workings on Sundays, it's just the day that fits for me in my life. It doesn't have any specific reason why I do it on Sundays. It's just that's the day that I chose, that I don't really have a whole lot of things going on. I do my workings 1 day a week. So when I go to work with that Poppet, I basically say I awaken you. and then I do my intention stating that what manifests in them manifests in my life, or something similar to that. So you could go ahead and do it however it is that you feel most comfortable doing. That is the key, is to be comfortable doing what you're doing in your magical practice. And then you're just going to work with it however often you work with it. I work with mine once a week. I feel that it needs that charge once a week in order to keep going. But you go ahead and do it however many times you think that you need to do it. I would definitely not go beyond a month. If you're going to be doing it once a month, then that's probably the max I would probably push it out to be. Unless you're doing a specific type of working that goes off a specific time, a specific lunar phase or something like that. I would definitely do it at minimum once a month. So definitely check out that other video. I will leave it linked. It is, I think it's just how to make a success poppet or something like that. And that goes through the entire process of making a poppet. Like I said, you're just going to change out the color of the fabric you're using, the ingredients, and your petition. But the basics of actually sewing the poppet is the same. So I hope that you like this, and I'll see you next time. Bye.